What is up, everybody? It's your boy Doody, back again with another video, and this time we're taking a look at our boy DSP's daily rap video after a day of being stood up. That's right, our boy Phil's Smark Guys big event, the big reveal, the big guess, apparently canceled on Phil. Oh my lord, that's right. Our boy Phil got left at the altar. He got left at prom all by himself. I'm sure it brought back a lot of memories, a lot of bad memories. And yeah, so let's see what Phil had to say on the Daily Wrap.
Good evening, everyone. Phil here, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Thursday, the 10th of April, 2025. A good streaming day, but a day when we had to pull an audible. That's actually why my background's different. That's why I did a weird stream tonight. So let's talk all about it. I think a lot of things about today were weird. First off, the fact that I was wearing this shirt. A lot of people were like, Phil, it's still kind of spring. You were wearing long sleeve clothing still. It's not necessarily like warm summer weather yet. Why are you wearing this? And I said, well, number one, it is supposed to be like 60 plus degrees outside here in Washington. And if it happens to be sunny today, which they said there's a chance of partial clouds, partial sun, this office usually heats up in the afternoon. So number one, it might get hot in here. Number two, my neighbors are doing renovations and they have a guy out there cutting wood. I might have to close my window. And number three, there's been a lot of pollen. So I'm nervous about that too, and I might have to close my window. So in all these situations, I'll just wear light clothes. And people were like, are you aware you're wearing the Tommy Vercetti shirt? And I looked and I was like, yeah, this is. I didn't even realize it. This is the Tommy Vercetti, Hawaiian shirt that he wears in Vice City. I was like, holy shit. It looks just like it. So that's pretty cool that I have this shirt now. Okay. So we started off today with a Chill Level 1 podcast talking about various topics. A lot of chill vibes today. Nothing too crazy to talk about simply because there was really no game news or anything too crazy going on. But we talked about how this new game that I was going to play today, Blueprints, is a relatively unknown game that a lot of people had not really been talking about until just recently. And now all of a sudden people think it may be a Game of the Year contender. And I talked about how unique it's been the last few years where it seems like a lot of the games that are the high profile ones that everyone thinks are going to be AAA blockbusters either are games that I end up not being interested in or you guys don't care about me playing, like, for example, Monster Hunter recently, or they end up being flops, like Assassin's Creed Shadows, and how different it is today to be a creator trying to figure out what to make for you guys and what gameplay throughs to do when these games aren't consistently good like they used to be. So we had a chill show, and then we jumped into Blueprints. And let me tell you guys something. It's fun. It's a very unique game. In a nutshell, because I'll talk more about this tomorrow, you are going into a mansion, and in said mansion, there's 46 rooms that randomly are going to be generated via RNG. As you enter each room, it lets you choose between 3, and the goal is to try to have corridors aligned so you can keep entering rooms. If you misalign them, then they'll just hit walls, the doors won't open, and you're done. And then it's a roguelike, where if that happens and you can't move any further, you have to reset your day and start over. But also there's a stamina meter of how long you can walk. Now, of course, there's ways you can regenerate your stamina. There's items like keys to open hidden or locked doors. There's gems to go into certain rooms. There's currency that you can buy items with. There's a lot of puzzles to solve in the game. Definitely the first roguelike puzzle game that I've ever played in my life. I really enjoyed it. I thought the atmosphere, the music was great. The puzzles were interesting. Everything. Unique game. Never really experienced a game like that before. The audience in general liked it, but half the people left. Not surprised because people just want action, 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 and to see something that actually needs intelligent thought and exploration and stuff. Not everyone's cup of tea, but I very much enjoyed it. So thanks to those who did attend that stream, and thanks to those who supported it because we hit and exceeded the goal, getting to 12 goals overall now out of 20, and everyone had a really good time. I uploaded the videos already. I hope you're enjoying them. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your feedback on this new playthrough and this new kind of game. Okay, now
alrighty, so yeah, I caught some of the gameplay, and I must say Phil is not a thinking man. He really isn't. He's not that bright. Anything that requires for him to do any amount of planning, regardless how much planning he has to do, he's gonna fail. And this game was no different. He's just not good. He's very bad. He was sitting there trying to get his chat to hold his hand. They weren't pretty bright either, and the man kept losing over and over again. I think he did about 4 runs and didn't complete the game, of course. Yeah, of course, another boring game. The only reason why he's probably going to play it again is because he has nothing else to play. He's wage quit pretty much all of his games. So he's going to give this one more try, but trust me, when the support dries up, like it normally will, he'll wage quit it. He's going to wage quit this game as well. I think he ended up having about 120 people watching the streams. By around 7 o'clock, he had 120 people. And of course, the only reason why he hit the goal again was some dent that no one knows popped in. I'm assuming it's OIC or Dr. Lexus or one of those super dents. popped in, dropped a little bit of cash, and moved on their way. Didn't say anything, didn't chat. It's pretty sad. And again, it's just like everyone said, support's pretty much dried up. He's counting on one whale to come in every stream and drop a tip. He's back to pre-Kino days, and yeah, I mean, it took a bit. It took a bit, but we got there. And pretty soon we'll probably see the gunner glasses and the hat and the vest go back. That's the only thing we need left to complete this whole arc, is for him to revert back to those stupid goals. And he will, trust me. Once the money dries up and his dents start asking for it, he'll do it. The one interesting that I have to say is I'm really shocked at how many views he gets on these playthroughs now. I mean, even before Kino, he would get about 250 to 300 people watching his content consistently. It didn't matter what he was playing. If he was playing something interesting or had a guest or did something special, he'd get more. He'd get 400 or 500, sometimes 600. The man is barely cracking 150 people watching his content, really. And I noticed that dip in views after the whole King Snake nonsense that he pulled on his viewers. Ever since that happened, viewership is completely dipped. Kick is done. No one's there on Kick but LARPers and trolls, and the YouTube support is dead. I mean, he's counting literally on 1-2 people to come in, drop some money, and get him to the goal. That's the only way he's doing it. Happened in the night stream as well. I mean, he had to do a Q and Beg session. He couldn't even play a game because he knows that when he plays games, there's literally no support. So he was supposed to play Schedule 1. He realized he wasn't going to get any money for that. So he just decided to talk with his chat. And again, some random dent came in, dropped some NDO came in, I think. Or, well, no, NDO came in on the first stream and dropped $100 tip and got him to his goal of 150. And then the night stream, it was some rando that came in to drop some memberships. It's rinse and repeat with Phil. Nothing's changing. And of course, like always, what happens is it's a cycle. You know, he'll get those 1 or 2 whales to come in. They'll disappear. He'll struggle. And then another whale will appear out of nowhere. And the cycle begins. Nothing changes in the Snort text with Phil. So let's keep going.
Now, about an hour before the end of my stream, sadly, I got some bad news. My third and final mystery guest host for Smark Guys, my wrestling commentary show, couldn't make it due to an emergency. And so because of that, I was faced with a dilemma. If I just decide to do Smark Guys by myself, chances are I'm going to get way less attendance, way less interest, way less support, and people are going to be upset that I didn't have a third and final guest as I had promised. So I talked to them about the possibility of rescheduling, and the good news is they are actually totally cool with coming back next week on Thursday and doing the show then. In fact, they were very upset because they really were looking forward to doing the show with me. And so that's what we're going to do. So Smark Guys did not happen tonight. We are delaying the show a week until next Thursday, April 17th. It will then be my late night stream, and we'll talk about not only this week's Raw and SmackDown, but next week's Raw and SmackDown leading into WrestleMania. So there you go. All right, it's going to be like a big show covering a lot. And again, I think you're really going to enjoy the show. This guest host was a really, really good one. Like I said, it was going to be a crazy show. I know it is. And I'm sad that we didn't get the chance to do it today. All right, but you know what they say, good things come to those who wait, so I'm looking forward to doing it. So basically, on a whim, I asked people on stream, what should we do? Should we play this?
Really, Phil? Really, Phil? Good things come to those who wait. The man who begs his viewers to tip him before he does anything because he doesn't have to worry about hitting the goal. Yeah, Phil. Okay, yet another analogy you don't live by. Good Lord. Yeah, I'm guessing what happened was the guest had something better to do. Something better came up. Another opportunity, something fun to do, and the person probably sat there and said, do I really want to sit there for 3 hours and talk to this gouty pig roach? Do I really need to want to do that? Oh, you know what? Let me come up with this emergency that came up an hour before I was supposed to be on the show. Sure, Phil. It sounded like he probably reached out and gave him the, oh, I'm sorry, my mother's not feeling well, I can't go out on a date, and stood him up. And the look on his face when he came on, was priceless. You could tell it just brought back so many bad memories of times in his past when he asked out a girl or a guy or whatever, and they told him they'll think about it, and they ghosted them. Oh, poor Phil, poor Phil. That's why he wrote the Incel Manifesto, of course. He wrote it because, you know, tons of women have betrayed him. and mistreated him. And this is just someone else. This is someone where he thought, this was a date he thought he had for the prom, and he was hyping it up for a couple weeks, and dead, dud, nothing at all. And his best excuse literally was, an emergency came up. Yeah, sure, Phil. I'm sure emergencies always creep up literally 40 minutes before he's supposed to do his show. Again, sounding like he just found something better to do, or you know what, he just didn't feel like hearing you snorting and coughing and your phlegm or whatever. And they were like, you know what, I'd rather sit home and watch reruns of The Office than to talk to you, Phil. So you can be honest about it. It's okay. It's all right, Phil. We all know that it's very difficult to work with you. You're very annoying. You're extremely annoying, from what we hear from many people who've worked with you. And yeah, I mean, come on, Phil. You know what you should have done, dude? You should have canceled the stream. You should have told him, look, I'm gonna cancel it. I got nothing else going on. I decided, you know what? I'm gonna spend some extra time with my wife. It is our anniversary, and yeah, we're gonna go hang out and chat and do something fun. You should have done that, bro. You could have earned some props with your viewers. You could have earned some props with the detractors. You could have earned some props with Cat. But my guess, Phil, is Cat's not there. I'm sorry, Phil. Women don't work that way. I'm sorry, they just don't. There are a few things that you have to remember and you should plan for. Valentine's Day, their birthday, and your anniversary, man. Always. I'm sorry, brother. There's no, we were too bit. Nah, man. No, you got to do something on that day. And this nonsense after people called him out, because that's what happened. People called him out about his anniversary. He then brought it up in his chat because trolls were coming in and trolling him about it. And then he came up with this lame, we're going to do something next week. Sure, Phil. I'm sure. When on your day off, you guys are going to go together to the dump? Is that your big anniversary? Your big anniversary celebration, bro. So sad, man. So sad. You got to work on your marriage, Phil, or at least your divorce. Try to work on that divorce, and maybe Kat might come back. Maybe up it from 3 DoorDash to 4 DoorDashes a day. She might come back. Anyway, let's keep going.
Should we play that? And we kind of came up on the fly with a quick idea. Maybe I'll play some Schedule 1 on the late stream tonight. So I was like, okay, fair enough. So, finished that first stream, uploaded, set up the second stream impromptu. It'll be Schedule 1. So tonight I start the stream and a whole bunch of people show up. And I was like, wow, we had like 300 plus people watching. I was shocked. I didn't think we would have that many for just an impromptu stream. And lo and behold, people start tagging me and asking me questions. So I started answering and I realized, I should just start recording. Because it seems like people want to do a Q&A session, so we did. And the night just took us, and that was it. Like, we didn't play Schedule 1. It would have been fine if we did, but I think people just enjoyed kind of hanging out and having one of these Q&A sessions because I haven't done one in a while. And it went really well, in my opinion. We talked about pro wrestling. We talked about collectibles. We talked about the fighting games and fighting game community and Street Fighter 6. We talked about food. We talked about all kinds of stuff. It was over 2 hours of just chill interaction. And get this. Since I wasn't doing Smark Guys, I said to everyone, hey, I had 2 loose packs of cards left of the WWE Topps Chrome cards. If we hit $100 tonight, I'll open one. So we did, and we opened one, and then there was one left, and that one was the guaranteed pack to actually have a chase card in. And I said, well, if we hit 200, we'll open this one. And we did. So I opened a second pack. In fact, we had, by the end of the night, it was like $220-some, I think, of support for just a stream where I sat around talking to people for 2 hours. That's better than entire episodes of Smark Guys that I've done, including last week's. So go figure. Sometimes people just want to hang out and shoot the shit and don't really care about gameplay and don't really care what else you're doing. And it was that kind of night. Now you might say, why is your background different? Because wasn't it super blue for blueprints earlier? It was. And I said, what should we do to set up for Minecraft tomorrow? Because that is tomorrow. And we...
All right, Phil, no one really cares, bro. Come on, man. You're going... Why? Why do you have to spend so much time repeating yourself? Jesus Christ, man. There's no reason why this daily rap is 10 minutes long. And yes, the impromptu Q and Beg that Phil likes to whip out. I love when he says, we just out of nowhere, dude. You do a Q and Beg session every single day on your podcast, bro. Every day you shoot the shit, they ask you the same amount of... How many times can someone ask you the same question, bro? I think I've heard the answers to pretty much every question ever asked, Phil, multiple times. You rarely get someone to come in and ask a very... a different question that we never heard the answer to. Pretty much every single question that's been asked has been asked multiple times and been answered multiple times. Good God. Yeah, Q and Beg. Another random dent came in, dropped some money, and then disappeared. It's so sad. And Phil, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Yeah, you had 350 people when it first started, and that was because they wanted to hear you why you got stood up. And then after that, you barely cracked 150 people view. You barely had 150 people in your Q and Beg session. You had your usual dents that are there to sit around and hang out with you. They have no lives. And bro, you really should have just cut your losses and go hang out with your wife on her anniversary. But like everyone is speculating, I doubt Cat's there, and that's why he's sitting there in the room all by himself doing a Q and Beg session. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.